The rise of Starbucks is one of the most stirring business stories of our time. Howard Behar joined Starbucks in 1989, just as the company began venturing beyond the northwestern United States. He served as president of Starbucks Coffee International from 1994 to 1999 and led Starbucks to global prominence. He retired as president of Starbucks North America in 2003, but continues to coach leaders at all levels. He's also active on boards of directors, in politics, and in philanthropic projects, including the Board of Trustees of the Greenleaf Center for Servant Leadership. In this presentation, he shares stories and insights from his recent book, Leadership Principles Learned at Starbucks. It's not about the coffee.
I had a fortunate experience of being able to take Starbucks across the globe. And we went from this little tiny Northwest company in Seattle that started, 28 stores when I started, and now we have over 15,000 stores in 47 countries around the world. And I learned some valuable lessons along the way. I came back from that experience, and when I retired, somebody asked me, well, what was the greatest thing about Starbucks and about your experience at Starbucks? And I had, I was thinking about that. Well, it's great growth. I mean, we've had an impact certainly across the U.S. I've always loved our coffee. I was a customer for 17 years before I went to work there. The stock options that, everybody got at Starbucks, whether you're part-time or not, everybody got health care benefits. Those were great things, but there was a lesson that I learned. We're much more similar than we are different. And it doesn't make any difference the color of your skin, your nationality, your culture, whether you live in Singapore, whether you live in Tokyo, whether you live in Dubai, whether you live in Johannesburg, whether you live in London, whether you live in Beijing, whether you live in Australia, whether you live in Austria, Switzerland, Italy, Germany. We're the same. There's lots of cultural differences, certainly. There's lots of language differences, certainly. There are skin color differences, certainly. There are religion and spiritual differences, certainly. But at the end of the day, we all want some basic things. We all want to have hope for our lives. We all want to grow as human beings. We all want to be respected, treated with dignity. We all want to love and be loved. And we all want more for our families, for our children, and for ourselves. And we all want to contribute in some way to the world in which we live in. And I came back from that experience, all those years of traveling throughout the world, with absolute hope for this world and what it can be, because there were so many wonderful people that I met along the way, all over one little thing, a cup of coffee. One lousy little cup of coffee. Who would have ever thought? Certainly I didn't when I joined. I was trying to escape corporate life when I joined Starbucks. And where did I end up? Back in corporate life.